All right, listen, yeah, I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. I overestimated Jake's ability. I was wrong. I was wrong. Plain and simple. All right, so Tommy Fury and Jake Paul happened in fucking Saudi Arabia this last weekend, and let me say it was a fun card, good card to watch, really entertaining. Undercard, man, they're definitely trying to push some of their local fighters, dude. Hey, the host country gets to do that, right? So that first fight, the two was definitely a tune-up. I can't remember the other guy's name. Definitely a journeyman that came out there, probably just had a working passport to get beat up. Probably made a quick 30, 40K off it, maybe. And now he's headed back to wherever to get drunk. Makabu versus Badu Jack, that was an amazing fight. Hey, in an 18-foot ring to watch those two big-ass dudes go after one another, I mean, that was entertaining as hell. So kudos to both of those men. They really did it up, and they set the stage perfectly for Jake and Tommy. It was really exciting. Let's get into the piece de resistance, the creme de la creme, right? Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Going into this fight, I had been very, very vocal about how confident I was in Jake Paul's ability. I don't think you get 4 years of professional training, day in and day out, and not win against a guy like Tommy, who's had really just a bunch of padded tune-up fights. Kudos to both of those guys for being there. Kudos to both of them for making weight, and honestly, big respect to them for putting on a good show that went the distance. So good for them. Tommy stuck behind his jab, and then once he figured out Jake's tendency to slip to the left and duck into an uppercut, it was kind of points just getting scored right there. Jake had the tendency to get hit, duck one way the entire fight, and once Tommy figured that out, it was uppercuts. Lots of clinching in the later rounds, and really, you could see the inexperience from Jake Paul in an actual fight setting really show here, because Jake would get some good hits. He would hit him with hooks or with, even a good jab. He'd get him with a good jab. He'd make a move. He'd hit him with that left hook. I think in the 6th or 7th round, there was a pretty significant left hook that actually wobbled Tommy. And instead of going after him, he kind of stood there and watched him. He kind of admired his work a little bit too much. And Tommy was fighting with his hands down towards the later rounds. I mean, really, not all the way down, of course, but lowering his hands. And he's a big guy, and very top heavy. You cannot let your head open that way. Jake was walking right into stuff, or he'd initiate flurries and then not follow up. He got outboxed, man. Initially, I did not like the decision, mainly because of the scoring. I think it should have been a unanimous 75-74 to Jake. I thought that would have made more sense than a split decision with the 76-73. I don't know if the judges conversed on that to make it appear more competitive. I think it's like what we call like a gentleman's, win, right? The people that are saying that Tommy dominated him all fight, that's a heavy compliment for somebody who was supposed to be a pro, right? There's a bunch of, you're a YouTuber, you're an influencer, and Tommy went the distance with the guys. Great fight, great card, great respect from the Saudis, all the commentators involved. Sean Porter kind of weirds me out, man. He's a little too good at being a commentator. Watching with my buddy, virtually, and I just was like, this seems a little too well done. Like, Sean was really polished, man. I hope he gets to commentate more fights. And it's good to see that respect was shown at the end, and that both fighters are actually down for the rematch. Do I want to see this again? Not really until later in the year. So hopefully they get a good rematch. Hopefully we get to see more of what Jake can do. Jake actually has some real film to go off of now, which is even better. Jake could go back and look at this pro fight and go, hey, here's some actual actionable footage, right? Rather than this worked against these guys who are inexperienced, I'm just going to do that. Now he has an actual pro fight where he can go, damn, I got hit here, I got hit here, I got hit here. Still a good showing for both guys involved, really. I mean, I would honestly consider this to probably be one of Tommy's most, toughest fights, outside of that one guy with 10 wins. And I can't remember his name either, so don't crucify me for it. Great fight, great event. Can't wait to see more. That's it.